Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Fractal Bitcoin. Welcome to the show that is all about your future prosperity. And look, I found an old picture of myself here drinking coffee in the womb. That's right. All right, the Bitcoin price right now, 67,566. Yeah, look, we've come down a lot from, we were up over 69K. You're looking at the daily candles for the last like 7 or 8 months, but yeah, you could see today is a red day, and it's okay. Look, we've been coming up all the way from here. August 5th, we came up, came down a little, made a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. All we got to do is make a higher low, meaning we can't go below maybe 59K or in the 58 range. We could literally come back here, bounce off 58, and keep going, and everything would be just fine. And yeah, these are people, some people are expecting 58K again, the 58K gang. I don't know. You think we'll see 58K? But the MACD just made a bullish crossover on the weekly chart for the first time in 371 days. That's almost exactly a year. Yeah, last October, the MACD crossover happened, the bullish crossover, and it just happened. And look what happened last time. That was when we were down near our low, and we made this whole big move. And anyway, it's going to happen again. Yeah, and the October breakout is underway. Bitcoin has not only broken free from the monthly bull pennant, but also bounced off previous resistance, which is now turned into support. The next key level to watch is 71,100. Yeah, these are the monthly candles, and you could see we broken out, and this month, this October right here, we're still in it. We're still breaking out, and we're gonna go higher for sure. But yeah, just so you know, every time the McRib returns, Bitcoin pumps 200% on average. This is literally true. This is not even a joke. I mean, it is a joke, but yeah, the McRib just returned a few weeks ago, and this is not financial advice. Yeah, this is so funny. Yeah, remember this. A year ago, on October 21st, 2023, Bitcoin was $30,000. Remember that? Were you here then? Were you following along every day then? And this year, of course, we're at 68, and like I just showed you, we're at 67. So yeah, cry harder, haters. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know why people doubt Bitcoin. I mean, look at the chart. Yeah, and this is the bursting of the Bitcoin bubble. Look at this on October 21st, which again is today's date, October 21st, 2011, Bitcoin was $2.35. Ever since then, it's been up about 3 million %. Yeah, and this is an article, the bursting of the Bitcoin bubble. Yeah, briefly, the world's favorite digital currency, Bitcoin, is in trouble. Oh, and they rhymed there, but yeah, this is 13 years ago. Don't you wish you bought Bitcoin 13 years ago? Yeah. All right, now this is the big news of the day. I got a bunch of stories on this. I'm going to go through them quick. But it is, there's sort of a hubbub, a little kerfuffle going on today because Michael Saylor thinks you are a paranoid crypto anarchist if you hold your own keys and don't trust the government. Yeah, so he is doing this interview with the Bitcoin Revolution with Madison Reedy. And this is I'll link to the whole interview below, but yeah, we need to listen to this first. This is what we need to listen to so you can hear what he said. It's a couple minutes, but we really have to listen to it.
If there is more Bitcoins held with these third-party custodians, what risk does that pose, having greater supply held by fewer large institutions? Does that increase the risk of seizure and confiscation like we've seen with gold? And is that not exactly what Bitcoiners don't want to happen?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think that when the Bitcoin is held by a bunch of crypto anarchists who aren't regulated entities, who don't acknowledge government or don't acknowledge taxes or don't acknowledge reporting requirements, that increases the risk of seizure. You have an OG crypto community that's very hardcore about it, but if you look at where all the money is, 99.9% of the money is actually in the traditional economy.
If you consider the Great Depression, I mean, people thought that their gold was safe in banks until the Executive Order of 1933. So we're not entirely safe. I mean, I know that's kind of a wild thing to suggest may happen again, but history does repeat itself. So people's Bitcoin wouldn't be entirely safe. It's
people say that, but mostly it's paranoid crypto anarchists that say that. Okay.
And by the way, just to break it up, we're not paranoid crypto anarchists. We're Bitcoiners. And this is the whole concept of Bitcoin, is holding your own Bitcoin. It's the whole idea of Bitcoin is taking money away from the state and giving the money back to the people. Okay? But here's the thing, and we're going to go through a bunch of slides after we finish this, but Michael Saylor is a suit. He is a corporate guy. He's in bed with the government. And look, yes, he's a great champion of Bitcoin, but he's coming from the world of corporate and the stock market and that whole corrupt game. That's where he's coming from. So he's in that realm. His company, MicroStrategy, is in that realm. So he has to live there. So he has to represent the suit kind of a guy, even though he understands how powerful Bitcoin is. But he has to, apparently, he doesn't have to, but he is coming out against regular people like you and I who want to hold our own Bitcoin, custody our own Bitcoin. It's like he's missing the whole ethos of Bitcoin. Now, again, he can do what he's doing. He can be corporate. He can be a suit. He can have all the opinions he's having. Fine. That's fine. But it's weird. This is just weird, and it's not right. Let's keep it going. And by the way, he says, the government can come in. He said, oh, people gave up their gold willingly. What did he say?
Okay. Because it
wouldn't be entirely safe. It's
people say that, but mostly it's paranoid crypto anarchists that say that. Okay, because it's a myth and a trope that goes on over and over again. But first of all, he didn't really.
By the way, it's not a myth and a trope. It's reality. It happened with gold. Here he says he didn't really seize the gold. No, they did.
Seize the gold. People voluntarily turned in the.
No, they turned in the gold because the government said you have to turn in the gold. I'm going to show you the document in 2 seconds.
Gold. They didn't go and kick in everybody's door, arrest them, shoot them, and take their gold.
Yeah, guess what? If they didn't turn in their gold, everyone had to turn in their gold.
Never happened. Is the United States on the Bitcoin standard?
Just because they didn't kick in doors doesn't mean the government isn't going to take your stuff, right? Hello?
Maybe we will be soon.
But the point really is we're not. Right?
So he's saying we're not on a Bitcoin standard. So again, he's still on a US dollar standard, and he's still a suit, and he's still with corporations and the whole stock market and in bed with the government.
Totally not a reasonable comparison. People have these inflammatory, tropes or inflammatory memes that they use. And it's like, I say that because I want you to give me your money. Okay? Like, if you don't trust the bank, then you'll buy my hardware wallet.
Oh, see, now in this part, he tries to say that the companies that are selling hardware wallets are taking advantage of people. That's literally the point he's about to make.
If you don't trust this government, you'll move to my country and you'll buy a passport from me. That's the kind of fear-mongering to get you to give me your money, right? And I use it to sell you a gun, to sell you a hardware wallet, to sell you an account, to sell you a financial advisor, to sell you an insurance policy, to sell you fill in the blank.
Yeah, this just goes to show he's still in first of all, a statist mindset, and he's also in a corporate mindset and a fiat mindset. And look, it seems like I'm coming out hard against him. On this point, I am. But look, in general, Michael Saylor's great. He has a lot of great ideas about Bitcoin, for sure. And he talks about it in really good ways to help people understand it. But this whole thing, he's missing the whole ethos of Bitcoin. So yeah, actually that's it for the video. So I have a bunch of other slides. Let's go through them quick. The whole interview is here. Like I said, I linked to it below. Yeah, and here's Saylor. Plebs should trust the government and banks, or you are paranoid. Also, Saylor, the 100 richest families shouldn't trust government and banks. That's the use case of Bitcoin. Yeah, you should bend the knee to the government and banks unless you are abhorrently wealthy. Got it. Yeah, pretty much. And yes, Saylor is literally gaslighting you, and people are still defending him. LMAO. He said people voluntarily turned in their gold. Yeah, here you go. This is executive order, whatever number it is. This is where they said you got to turn in all persons are required to deliver on or before May 1st, 1933, all gold coin, gold bullion, and gold certificates. Yeah. So criminal penalties for violations of executive order, $10,000 fine or 10 years imprisonment. Okay. So it was forced. Okay. It was. That's the truth. You're looking at it right on the screen. Yeah. And by the way, here is, this is the original white paper, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. This is Satoshi's white paper. And here, Jameson Lopp makes a joke. Bitcoin, a regulated custodian to regulated custodian electronic IOU system, right? It's a joke. It's making fun of this. It's saying, like, look, Satoshi created a peer-to-peer electronic cash system that doesn't have anything to do with the government or state. And now, apparently Michael Saylor is thinking about it in terms of a regulated custodian to regulated custodian electronic IOU system. Yeah, is that what we really want? You know, and here's Saylor's approach. Look, there seems to be some change in Saylor's approach about Bitcoin. Let's watch this one. This one's pretty quick, 20 seconds. This is from a few years ago.
The classic Bitcoiner response is, oh, yeah, my Bitcoin, I lost it in a boating accident. You ever heard that phrase? It's kind of a trope, but what it means is, at the end of the day, if you push me too far, I lost it. It's gone. Sorry.
That's it. You're right.
Tax that.
Yeah, tax that. So that's, you know, this was his attitude a little earlier. Apparently now it's changed a little. And Corn DeLorean says, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Saylor recently say that his goal is for MicroStrategy to become a Bitcoin bank? His statements about custody should come as no surprise. Be wary of becoming the source of anyone's yield. Recent history makes the risks of doing so abundantly clear. Yeah. So, yeah, just to be clear, Saylor is saying that you should be okay putting your Bitcoin in a Bitcoin bank, in a centralized Bitcoin bank, and that the people who have it in self-custody are paranoid crypto anarchists, right? No, we're not. We're Bitcoiners. That's the ethos. We want to hold our own Bitcoin. Yeah, and Satoshi was a paranoid crypto anarchist that did not trust the central banks or government. Own your own private keys, own your own hash power, own your own transactions. Your freedom depends on it. Yeah, your own node. I hope you're running a node. Your own wallet. I hope you have your own Bitcoin. And your own hash power. If you're mining, I hope you're mining. So, yeah. And yeah, shout out to all the paranoid crypto anarchists from Zeus. And yeah, this is a guy who uses a custodian, and then here are the paranoid crypto anarchists. Yeah. And Dan Wedge says, I'm a crypto anarchist. What about you, the bird? Are you a crypto anarchist? And Dylan says, I'm a crypto anarchist. What about you, Dan Wedge? Are you a crypto anarchist? So look, anyway, I think I've said enough. You get it. The ethos of Bitcoin is F the state, F government involved in money. Government should not be involved in money. Now we have Bitcoin. We don't need government, and that's it. And hold your own Bitcoin. You could put it in a Bitcoin bank if you want, or keep it on an exchange if you want, or you can self-custody. But either way, it's Bitcoin. It's ours. And for most of what you own in Bitcoin, you should self-custody, because when you have it in a Bitcoin bank or on an exchange, it's liable to be stolen or lost or anything, or hacked. This has happened so many times in Bitcoin over the years. Bitcoin hasn't been hacked. These exchanges holding the Bitcoin have been hacked, to be clear, right? So yeah, Mav here says, I'm not disappointed with Saylor. I'm disappointed in the plebs that would think he would be for the sovereign individual. Saylor is a suit. Good news is Saylor can't tell you how to use your Bitcoin, and we can't tell him how to use his. So yeah, it's good. All right, so look, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to, and let's get into a couple stories about fiat and government nonsense for context, because Bitcoin solves these issues. Yeah, and the latest is the European Central Bank. They put out a paper claiming that older Bitcoin holders are exploiting new holders. Yeah, a new paper published by the European Central Bank argued that Bitcoin should be regulated to prevent its price from rising or outright banned. Yeah, they're saying, maybe it should be outright banned. Yeah, and a little further insight into perhaps why Germany sold their Bitcoin so easily. The European Central Bank is calling for a war on Bitcoin. They want to stagnate the price or try to kill Bitcoin completely. The bogus fabricated reason, early investors are rugging later investors, right? This behavior is what is expected from central and reserve banks in the face of the first engineered sound money. Then they fight you. Yeah, this is part of the stage where they fight you. The good news is the next stage is we win. But this is what central banks are going to do. They're going to try every little devious trick in the book to suppress Bitcoin, to try to, use all the propaganda to brainwash people. Here's a great thing, though. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Bitcoin wins over time. Bitcoin is undefeated, as in the thumbnail of this video. Undefeated. Never hacked. Never taken over. Never stopped. Undefeated. Period.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what Bitcoin is. Yeah. And here, by the way, here's another $400 million into the money laundering scheme. Yeah. Did you know this? The Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announces U.S. will provide $400 million aid package to Ukraine. Yeah. So more money laundering going on. Just so you know, this is your money. If you're a U.S. citizen, this is your money they're giving away. Yeah. And this is government-run healthcare. This is insane. Canada offered assisted suicide to a Paralympian veteran who wanted a wheelchair lift installed. I just want to go up and down my stairs. Have you considered suicide? I don't mean to laugh. It is funny, though. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But this is what governments are doing. This is where the world is moving to on that level. It's insane. Yeah, breaking news. China and India resolved the border conflict and strike a deal a day before the BRICS summit. Yeah, look, this is what's happening. India and China are making friends. BRICS is getting started. And if you don't know what BRICS is, it's going to be a monetary system that is separate from the US dollar, because a lot of countries are like, they're tired of the United States scamming them with inflation by printing money. And so they're like, you know what? We're tired of getting scammed by the US dollar. We're going to create our own money system. They should go to a Bitcoin standard if they were smart, but it's a little early for that, But if they were smart, they would. But yeah, and here's a guy, William Blum. This is his quote. Here, I'll put it up here. No matter how paranoid or conspiracy-minded you are, what the government is actually doing is worse than you imagine. And we have to remind ourselves of this. You can't overlook this. This is absolute reality. It's way worse than we think it is. That's why this whole election stuff and like all the surface stuff, like it doesn't make much of a difference. Makes a little difference, but not much. Because the stuff going on in the background is so bad and it's never going to stop. But thankfully, Bitcoin is the only tool ever created in the world that can help us overcome this garbage. Because Bitcoin is going to upset the whole fiat monetary system of the entire globe eventually. It might take 10 years, might take 20 years, might take 30 years. I don't care. It's going to happen. And once that happens and you and I custody our own Bitcoin, that's it. The government is out of money. Why did we ever let government into money? What, right? It's just me giving you value or you giving me value. Hello? Yeah, and here's this is a great article from Zero Hedge. Energy transition failing. Hedge funds mount climate short bets on green tech stocks. So yeah, these hedge funds are now shorting green tech stocks, which means these hedge funds are expecting this green garbage to fail, which it is failing. So it's a whole failure. The whole green thing is a failure. It's based on good intentions, but it's an entire failure. And you just watch the money, follow the money. They're starting to short green stocks. That you know where the green stocks are going. Yeah, and here's McDonald's. Trump is such an elite meme material. Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, look at this. It's look at that idiot Biden with a Trump hat and an ice cream. Oh God. Yeah, and here's another Kamala impression. This one's pretty good. I've seen a bunch of these. This one is pretty good.
Never have the privilege of standing behind the seal of the President of the United States.
By the way, this is before wait, what? This is before meeting up with Hunter Biden, okay? This is Kamala. She's saying this before she met up with Hunter Biden.
Of the United States. I call myself a joyful warrior.
This is after meeting up with Hunter.
Never let anyone take your joy from you. Yeah. I'm yelling. You do what you gotta do. Never again. Never again. Isn't that a wonderful way to live? So, let's all be joyful warriors, right? Yeah.
She's all messed up. She's wiggling her nose because she just snorted some whatever. And yeah, so there was a bug in the garage, so I sent in some experts, but they're training the new guy today. I thought that was funny. They're training the new guy. And here, a local man addicted to brake fluid says he can stop anytime he wants. Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. That's it. Yeah, this is our website, fractalbitcoin.com. Everything we do is here. This link on the top says join our locals community. Come join our locals. It's free to join. It's a community we're growing. It's going really slow, but, it is what it is. I appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to. And if you're on Rumble, follow. And I appreciate all you absolute savages in the comments who are supporting me every day, who are sharing good information. I really love it. And I really love all of you paranoid crypto anarchists in the comments. I do. I thank you. I appreciate it. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow for another Bitcoin news video. All right, bye.